day 73, 5,739 verses left. In Luke chapter 1, we get the backstory of John the Baptist. His dad is a priest and he gets laryngitis because he won't believe the message from the angel Gabriel. Then Jesus' mother gets a visit and instead of getting laryngitis, she gets pregnant. She's pretty happy about that and she sings a song that takes us right back to Genesis 12 on day 1. Zechariah gets his voice back when he names his son John and he sings a song about Abraham and God saving his people. Man, they should totally collaborate. Then we get all Christmassy in chapter 2. Hooray, Santa! No, it's pronounced Satan and that's not till chapter 4. Here we get some of the poorest people in society being treated to one of the most epic and terrifying choir performances in history. Turns out they're just there to give them directions to baby Jesus. So much cooler than Google Maps. At the temple, Jesus is described as God's salvation, a light of revelation, and the glory of God's people. Hope he can live up to all of this hype. Jesus then goes missing, but it turns out he's hanging out with his real dad. No offense, Joseph. John the Baptist then says that Jesus will either baptize you with fire or burn you with fire. Oh, shotgun the first one. Then we get Jesus' family tree all the way back to God and Mahalalel's in it! Satan then tries to trick Jesus using Psalm 91 into throwing himself off a building. Yeah, foolproof plan. Jesus then takes a 700-year-old prophecy from Isaiah on day 53 and applies it to himself. It's quite an amazing moment, but the people listening get a bit wound up and try to throw him off a cliff. What is it with Jesus and not falling off things? In chapter 5, he takes fishermen fishing and they find so many fish that the fishermen start fishing for fellows. Then he heals a leper, inspires a DIY disaster and asks a hated tax collector to become one of his followers. He just loves sinners and that's why the religious people all hate him. He doesn't fast or keep the Sabbath, he loves his enemies, he keeps healing people, he tells us how to get to God. Yeah, he's the worst guy ever. Oh, if you're wondering what you should build the whole of your life on, check the end of chapter 6. Shortly after Jesus raises a guy from the dead, John's followers turn up to find out if Jesus is a big deal or not. Oh yeah, well, I just raised a guy from the, well, he only calms a storm, casts out demons, heals a dead girl and a bleeding woman, feeds 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish, hangs out with Moses and Elijah and heals a boy from convulsions. He's not that impressive. Jesus says the greatest person is the one who welcomes the least significant. Tune in tomorrow for an unlikely hero.